Namaste to all. We will understand in this short audio Bhagavad Gita Shloka 16 by 23 and 16 by 24. I am trying to explain you the meaning from the book Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Ek Vedic Rahasya, written by my Acharya Swami Ram Swarup Yogacharya, the only book in this whole world which is authentic commentary on Bhagavad Gita, because each and every shloka of Gita, that is each and every shloka written by Vyas Muni, spoken by Sri Krishna, has been taken from the Vedic knowledge. So the only book in this world which has the Vedic commentary of Gita is Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Ek Vedic Rahasya. If you know Hindi, I would highly recommend you to read the book. You can buy the book from vedmandir.com. So Gita 16 by 23 and 24 says a very clear direction to all of us that without Vedic knowledge, no one can attain enlightenment. The shloka 16 by 23 goes like this: Yah shastra vidhi mutsrijaya vartate kamakaratah na sa siddhim avapnoti na sukam na param gatim. Sri Krishna says, Yah shastra vidhim utsrijaya. Those people who are leaving the orders of Almighty God's Vedas, kamakaratah vartate, and they adopt their own path based on their mind voice, based on their own assumptions, or based on their own readings of other textbooks against Vedas. Saha na siddhim avapnoti. Those people can never attain any siddhi or any realization. Na sukam na param gatim. Neither they can attain any happiness, nor they can realize Almighty God. So here Shastra Vidim, if you read other Gita written by many other authors, there are about 20-25 Gita available in the market which are very famous. If you read those Gita, you will understand Shastra Vidim, they would have commented as scriptures. But Shastra Vidim means Vedic orders. How Shastra means Vedas here is because the author of Gita is Vyas Muni. Vyas Muni, we all know that we call him as Veda Vyas. Vyas Muni was the first person who documented the Vedas in the Bhojpatra, in writing. Of course, Vedas are not books. He learnt Vedas from his Acharya. He wrote it in the Bhojpatra. So, Shastra, and also we know that Vyas wrote two other books. One is Mahabharata, the other one is Vedanta Shastra. In Vedanta Shastra 1 by 3, the first chapter, third verse, he says, Shastra Yonitvat. Shastra Yonitvat means from whom Shastra, Vedas knowledge emanate, that is called as Almighty God. We should worship that Almighty God. So, Shastra in Vedanta Sutra also mentions Vedas. So, here also Shastra Vidim means Vedic orders of Almighty God. So, here Sri Krishna says one who is leaving the Vedic path and then doing their activities or doing their karmas, doing their worship or whatever they are doing based on their own assumptions, own mind voice, own study of other books, etc. If they do those kind of activities, they can never realize Almighty God. They in fact can never attain happiness in life. So this is a very clear instruction or very clear direction given by Sri Krishna that we have to follow the path of Vedas only, because we have to understand Sri Krishna studied Vedas from his Acharya Rishi Sandipan. And after studying Vedas, after learning Vedas, after listening Vedas, after doing tapasya, Ashtanga Yoga tapasya, where my Acharya always used to quote from Mahabharata that Sri Krishna used to do Ashtanga Yoga tapasya at 12 o'clock in the midnight. He used to wake up at 12 o'clock in the night and then he continues his tapasya overnight, and then in the morning he does Agnihotra every day along with Rishi Munis. So this is a Vedic upasana, Vedic tapasya. So Sri Krishna, naturally, whatever he spoke was based on Vedas only. So, Shastra Vidim, one who is giving off, one who is not following the Shastra Vidhi, the Vedic orders of Almighty God, he can never attain happiness, is the clear direction or clear instruction or clear message of Sri Krishna. This has to be followed, because we all have opinion that Sri Krishna is Almighty God. Sri Krishna use the word aham, or he used the word mam in many of the slokas. Then we misinterpret that as Sri Krishna. In many slokas, aham or mam, that means me. I created the universe. You have to take, people have to come to my shelter. This is not Sri Krishna, this is Almighty God. Because Sri Krishna was a yogi, inside a yogi, God is manifested. And sometimes a yogi speaks, I created the universe. It is not that yogi in the body who is speaking. It is Almighty God who is manifested inside the yogi. It speaks. It is very clearly mentioned in Samaveda also, which I have explained in my previous videos. You could see in my YouTube channel under the playlist Bhagavad Gita. So this shloka 16/23 very clearly indicates to us there is no other way to attain happiness. The same message is there in all the four Vedas. There is no other path. Na anyapantaha vidyate ayanaya. Yajurveda says there is no other path to escape the claws of the death. And there is no other path that a person can escape birth and death cycle other than the Vedic path. Na anyapantaha. Na means no. Anyapanta means other path. No other path exists other than the Vedic path. So this has to be clearly understood, because some of the people have a opinion in their mind. Vedas are also okay. Any other path also is okay. Vedas are also okay. The Puranic path also is okay. No, it is not okay. This is not what Almighty God has told in Vedas. This is not what Sri Krishna has told in Gita. If we see 16/24, thus Sri Krishna further clarifies to Arjun that tasmat shastram pramanam te karya vyavastitau jnatava shastra vidanoktam karma kartum miharhasi. So tasmat, due to this, Sri Krishna says, hey Arjun, due to this, te iha karya vyavastitau. In this world, in this universe, in this place, what you have to do, what deeds you have to do, what deeds you should avoid, all those things, Shastram Pramanam, Pramanam means proof, you should have the proof verified with Shastram, which is Vedas. Shastra means Vedas, we saw in the previous shloka. So, here Sri Krishna says, hey Arjun, whatever kartavya, the moral deeds, the duties of a warrior, or duties of a teacher, duties of a student, duties of a family person, a man, woman, everyone, those duties have to be verified with Vedas and we have to follow it. Then he says, Jnatava shastra vidanoktam karma kartum ahrasi. So after knowing the Vedas, after understanding the Vedas, how can we know Vedas? We cannot know Vedas by reading books. So after knowing the Vedas means after going to the shelter of an Acharya, understanding the Vedas, what is there in Vedas, what is God's instruction in Vedas, what to do, what not to do. Shastra vidanoktam karma kartum. You have to do those deeds. Karma kartum arhasi. Do only those deeds which are there in the Vedas, which you will learn from your Acharya or you will learn from me. Sri Krishna is teaching Vedic knowledge to Arjun because Sri Krishna is master of Vedas. He is learned of Vedas. So this is very clearly indicating to all of us, it's a very clear message that there is no other path to understand what deeds we have to do. Vedaha akila dharmam moolam, says Manu Bhagavan. That means the entire kartavya karma, the moral duties of all the people have been emanated. What has to be done by every person has to be studied from Vedas. And Kapil Muni also says in his Sankhya Shastra, 5th chapter, Aporushaya. This knowledge of Vedas is not a human origin. It is Aporushaya. It is a divine origin. It is from Almighty God. And also Pramanam. Here Sri Krishna says Shastram Pramanam. Pramanam, the proof. Kapil Muni says the only proof which is self-proof is the Vedas. Swata Pramanam. Kapil Muni says in the 5th chapter. Also Yoga Shastra, Patanjali Muni says in the 1st chapter, Prataksha Anumana Agama Pramanani. Agama Pramana means Vedas. Vedas are the proof. Although there are many types of proofs, the self-proof is Vedas. If anything which is right or wrong you have to verify, you can verify only from Vedas. If Vedas says to do it, then it is a right deed. If Vedas deny to do it, or if there is no description of those deeds in the Vedas, then it is a wrong deed, it is a sin. So this has to be clearly understood. This is a clear message, told by Sri Krishna to the entire world, that there is no other proof and there is no other path other than the Vedic path. If we read the Gita written by other people, they would have told scriptures. And then they include the Puranas also in the scriptures. They will include all the anti-Vedic books also into scriptures. No, these are not called as scriptures. Scriptures mean those books which have been written by Rishi Munis based on Vedas. Example, Manusmriti, the original Manusmriti, not the corrupted version which exists today. Manusmriti or Valmiki Ramayana or Mahabharata or Upanishad or the Darshanas or the Niti Granthas. These are scriptures, and Vedas are beyond that. Vedas are Swata Praman. The Vedas are ultimate scriptures. Let's say it's from Almighty God. They are not books. So Vedas and the scriptures written by, or the scripts written by those Rishi Munis based on Vedas, we have to obey and follow. We cannot obey and follow those scriptures which are written by human beings in the name of Rishi Munis. How do we know that? We should verify it. For example, Bhagavad Puran says different qualities of Sri Krishna which is not mentioned in Mahabharata by Vyas Muni. So this also gives a proof that Vyas Muni cannot contradict his own statements in Mahabharata as well as in Bhagavad Puran. Then once we go into deeper analysis, we will find out that Bhagavad Puran was never written by Vyas Muni. It was written by Bobadeva. Similarly, other Puranas contradicts Vedas, so we have to stick to Vedas. If there is any contradiction in our mind that this appears to be against Vedas, it's better to stick to Vedas and then ask the doubt to an Acharya of Vedas to get clarification. Because if we read Gita simply from any other author, we will understand or we will misunderstand that Sri Krishna is Almighty God, whereas Sri Krishna has never intended to tell like that. Probably Arjuna understood, Vyas Muni understood, other people there understood that it is not Sri Krishna who is claiming that he created the universe. They understood that it is a yogi, and when yogi speaks, it is Almighty God who is speaking based on his trance in Samadhi stage. So this has to be very clearly understood. For us to understand, we have to verify with an Acharya of Vedas. So we have to go, the main important task which we have to do at this point of time is to search the truth, search the learned Acharya of Vedas. Otherwise we can never understand Bhagavad Gita. I hope you understood 16 by 23 and 16 by 24 very clearly. We have to stick to the Vedic path. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.